Planet Zoo has a new DLC on the way that stars the coyote, and everyone is pretty much divided on it. Welcome back, everyone, to another Planet Zoo news update video. My name is Leaf, and it's so great to get into all of this with you all as we talk about the upcoming DLC for Planet Zoo. Now, I'm sure I saw a lot of you guys in the Frontier Unlocked stream today, but if you weren't there, we got our first teaser at our next DLC for Planet Zoo for PC players, and it'll come soon for, console players and all that stuff, but it is here. Oh my gosh. So it is the coyote as the headliner for this pack, and already right off the bat, like, not really the most impressive animal. I know some people were asking for a coyote. I know Good Boy just put out an incredible mod for one, but all in all, not really the most interesting animal out there currently, but it's what's on the, deeper surface on here that I'm very excited for. So with this little teaser image here, I have it in full HD or whatever. There are a few animals to check out, and there are a few different scenery pieces in here. Number one on the list is obviously the coyote, but look down to the bottom right. We see a bunch of peculiar birds. Now, this is either going to be the greater or lesser rhea. Two different options that we could get for this species. It's a really awesome bird, and it's the final ratite we actually needed for Planet Zoo. Ratites are essentially those big, two-legged birds that mainly spend all of their time on the land. Think of your ostriches, your cassowaries, your kiwis. Now we finally have the rhea, so that's going to be really awesome to play with. I know that's been a big ask for a lot of people. Now, I know that there might only look to be two animals in here, but look a little bit closer. There's actually a few different things in here. If we look to the top left, we're going to see these classic Mexican banners. What are they called again? Yes, these are picados, I believe. Papel picado. Basically what's on these picados are going to be the other animals that we're all pretty much assuming are going to be in here. Let's just take a look at the most obvious one. That's going to be the bighorn sheep, the desert bighorn sheep, the Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep. Whether it is any sub-specific one or if it's just a general one, the bighorn sheep is going to make its appearance for Planet Zoo, and I'm fairly excited for that. Bighorn sheep, even though they're not really too different from Dall sheep, they are a desert species, and they are very iconic for both Mexico and North America in general, so it's going to be really awesome to play with those guys. But the next two species in here are just a little bit more iffy, if that makes sense. The next Papel picado is going to be the flamingo. Very obvious that it's a flamingo, but in America, specifically North America, there are not too many different flamingo species. In North America, we just have the American flamingo, but if we look down to South America, which is where the rhea is from, keep in mind, we also have the James's flamingo and Andean flamingo, two that I don't really see possible for Planet Zoo. I don't know. They've had weird choices in the past, but I really think it might be the Chilean flamingo, or at least I'm hoping for that. It's more the realistic choice, in my opinion. It's a lot more of a desert kind of flamingo, and it fits this kind of theme of kind of hot, arid desert a little bit more, in my opinion. It's also much more common in zoos across the world. American flamingos are great. They're super colorful, but me personally, I would love to see the Chilean flamingo. And now finally, last but certainly not least, is the final picado on here. It is this weird one of a tree with a kind of figure on top of it. Even though it may look like an Among Us character, it's certainly an animal. But what kind? Let's talk about that. So the more realistic expectation that a lot of people have for this species over here is the white-faced Saki monkey. It kind of makes sense because it does have that kind of white face. Obviously. I mean, there's really no doubt about that. But what other people are saying is that it might be a vulture of some kind, specifically this one that appeared in my Twitter mentions. Yes, huge shout out to SomnioSusW for this. Again, I'm not really too sure what kind of vulture species this is. I'm really just getting into birds right now, so it's definitely a kind of New World vulture, which does look very cool. But honestly, I think the white-faced Saki monkey is going to be what most people will expect out of this. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with white-faced Saki monkey. It's a decent New World primate. It's not necessarily the most, important one that we could get. but, you know, it's a step in the right direction, I guess. Now, what does this mean overall for Planet Zoo? Well, number one, I don't think that this means that we're going to be seeing the end of development anytime soon, or at least not for this pack. I feel like there's definitely more gaps in, like, the Planet Zoo roster for this, which kind of leaves them open to other animals, like the secretary bird, like, the tree kangaroo, like the walrus, all those things. I know a lot of people are asking for those species, and believe me, I am too. But I think that this pack was kind of just the little bit of waiting period time that we need. I'm so happy that Planet Zoo constantly gets development. Like, this is something that I am so happy to see. A Planet Zoo, like the fact that Planet Zoo has been in development for over 5 years at this point, the fact that we're getting a DLC with the headliner being Coyo-tea, like, I never expected us to come this far, and I'm kind of grateful for that. Now, the modders might be saying something different. They might be saying, well, we're not going to do too many game-changing mods until it ends, which is honestly fine by me. I'm very excited for this. I'm hoping that we get a decent update feature alongside this pack. I don't really know any off the top of my head that I can really think of, but I really just wish that we can get a little bit more content, not just for people who are, you know, just not gonna buy the DLC, but just so Planet Zoo has something extra under its belt, you know? Like, the game is already so great, but I feel like the developers can do so much more with, like, the bones that we have so far. And of course, with the theme being seemingly like America's or New World or kind of desert pack, there are a few ideas for different animals that people can come to expect out of this. I'm just going to start listing some as they come up. Patagonia Mara is definitely my #1 want. They're one of my favorite species ever. But beyond that, people are saying American black bear could fit in here. They are a desert species, believe it or not. They actually do live in Mexico and Arizona and New Mexico and all that stuff, which would be a really welcome addition. Coati mundi, of course. I know a lot of people really want that coati, and I do too. But it would really be great to have an official one personally. But yeah, just any other American animals that you could think of off the top of your head. Elk, wapiti would be really awesome as well, but I'm not going to harp too much on the possibilities of what could be. I'm just going to look into what currently is and what we currently know. So I'm very excited to see what this bodes for in terms of Planet Zoo for, like, the future, I guess, if that makes sense. And of course, there's a whole bunch of Planet Coaster 2 stuff as well. I was able to play with the update for a little bit, and the Western pieces are very good, but they kind of leaked that they're going to be doing a sci-fi theme, which is next. Not really the most versatile theme in the world. I really would have loved to have seen the fantasy theme come back, or, like, you know, that medieval kind of vibe. But, you know, it is what it is. I can't really change Frontier's mind, so it's going to be awesome to see that. But restaurants are making a return from Planet Zoo into Planet Coaster 2, only slightly upgraded, which is kind of awesome. But yeah, that's really it that we got today. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other stuff to talk about, but I'm just very excited for this pack. I'm curious to hear what you guys all have to say about it. It is seemingly a very awkward kind of pack. In terms of the community reception, like, these are all great animals to have, but I don't know, did you think that there could have been a different animal in here? Do you think we're going to get something but not get something else? I'm curious to hear what you all have to say, but with that being said, I'm going to leave the discussion to you guys, and I'll do my best to respond in the comments, see what I like, see what, you know, really isn't popular. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you guys don't want to miss any more Planet Zoo news, be sure to stay subscribed and even like the video so more people can know. And yeah, it just helps keep Planet Zoo in the loop. I'm so excited that we finally get more updates and information on this game. Like I said before in so many other videos, this game means so much to me, and seeing it develop to this point makes me so excited. But with that being said, I'm going to end it right there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.